One morning, Lucas opened his retirement account. The number was higher than last month,
But he didn't feel anything.
because something inside him still felt fragile. He worked harder than ever, earned more than ever, saved more than ever. And yet, if he stopped working, everything would stop. That thought followed him everywhere. At work, in traffic, even at night. And the worst part was that nobody around him seemed to notice. From the outside, his life looked stable, successful, predictable. But internally, he felt like he was balancing on thin ice that could crack at any moment. One evening, while scrolling the news, he saw a headline: $124 trillion will change hands in the next 20 years. He paused, not because of the number, but because of what it meant. A transfer so large, it would reshape the entire economy. But no one around him was talking about it. His coworkers were discussing promotions. His friends were discussing real estate prices. Social media was full of consumption and comparison. But almost nobody was talking about ownership. That night, he asked himself a question. What if the biggest opportunity of my life is happening and I don't even see it? And a second question followed, even more uncomfortable. What if the people who win are not the smartest, but the ones who simply position themselves early? This is the trap of high performers. They are busy building income, while wealth is built quietly in the background. Let's simplify money today. Because if you understand this, you change your financial life. And if you stay until the end, you will understand something most people only realize decades too late. In 2009, when markets collapsed, a school teacher named Margaret did something that looked insane. She invested $50,000 while everyone else was afraid. Her friends told her to wait. Her family told her to be careful.
But she did it anyway.
Today, that investment is worth hundreds of thousands. Not because she was smarter, because she was positioned. This is the kind of thing rich people do differently. They don't wait for certainty. They act during discomfort. Because uncertainty is not the enemy. It is the entry point. Lucas realized something uncomfortable. He had been waiting for the perfect moment. More knowledge, more confidence, more stability. But the perfect moment never comes. Instead, history moves forward without permission. And the longer you wait, the more expensive entry becomes. Because compounding rewards time, not intention. This wealth transfer is not about inheritance. Most people will not receive life-changing money, but they will experience something even more powerful. Rising tides. When trillions of dollars move, they lift markets, businesses, and opportunities. The people already invested benefit the most. And this is where inequality often accelerates. Not because some people are luckier, but because some people are positioned. Lucas started to see things differently. Every time he invested, he wasn't buying stocks. He was buying exposure to the future. And that changed his behavior. He stopped checking the market every day. He focused on consistency. Because the real advantage isn't timing, it's time. And slowly, his attention shifted from prediction to participation. From reacting to headlines to owning pieces of progress. Years passed. There were crashes.
Fear.
Headlines. But the system kept working. And something surprising happened. Lucas became calmer. Because he realized freedom is not a number. It's a process. A process that quietly replaces anxiety with optionality. A process that turns fragile success into resilient independence. Sarah entered his life during this phase. Not as a guru, but as a guide. She told him something simple. Here, money works for you. At first, he didn't fully understand. So she explained. Most people try to predict the future. But wealth is built by participating in it. She told him that the biggest risk is not volatility. It is irrelevance. Watching the world move while you stay still. She showed him how. Maximize retirement accounts. Own broad markets. Ignore noise. Think in decades. She told him something that changed everything. The biggest wealth is built quietly. And it looks boring. And for the first time, Lucas stopped feeling the need to impress anyone. Because the goal shifted from looking successful to becoming free. Lucas stopped chasing trends. He stopped comparing himself. He focused on assets. And slowly, he stopped feeling fragile. Because the goal isn't to become rich overnight. It's to remove fear. Fear of layoffs. Fear of instability. Fear of losing control. Fear of being forced to say yes when you want to say no. The great wealth transfer will create new millionaires. But not because of luck. Because of positioning. History shows this pattern again and again. After wars. After crises. After innovation waves. The people who participate win. The people who wait to watch. And the most painful part is that waiting feels safe in the short term, but dangerous in the long term. So if you feel behind, overwhelmed, or uncertain, you are not late. But you must start. Even small. Even imperfect. Because once you start building assets, something changes inside you. You stop thinking like a worker and start thinking like an owner. And in the next video, we will break down the exact asset allocation strategy that high performers use to accelerate this shift without increasing stress. And that is where real freedom begins.